What is it? Like I was mentioning, right? There's this basic difference. We keep thinking that children are mini adults, but they're not, right? They're a whole different person. Some ways that they're different, right, is that the reason why they're different is because there is a difference in their cognition and their psychosocial factors, right? Cognition means that means their brain, basically, when it is developing, all these neural connections are forming, right? As an adult, we have that system built, right? So every time we have an experience, all it does is that neural system, which is, for example, I want to ride a cycle, right? The neural system is there. All I have to do is rely back on it. My mind will automatically fall back to that information, that experience, and just redo that activity. Whereas for a child who's sitting on a cycle for the first time, it is the first time that experience is forming, right? It could be a positive experience, negative experience, neutral experience. It could be a safe experience, unsafe experience. So all this cognitive system is different, right? Secondly, the way that an adult function in a society, right, and the way that they try to be part of the society is also what determines. So I understand the social norms, so I behave accordingly. But a child who has never experienced this, right, the society at large will obviously function differently, right? They're still trying to figure out right, wrong, right? And we don't ever tell the child this is right or wrong, right? Our body language, they observe us, they understand the way that we react, the way that we express, whether this is acceptable, non-acceptable, etc., etc., etc. So that is why they are different from adults. Secondly, children are very present oriented. The capacity, their cognition is not so well built that they can have long term consequences. They are not able to understand that. As they grow up, so a pre primary child versus a 10th grade child, there is that difference. A pre primary child would possibly see a juice box and want that juice box immediately. A child of possibly 10th grade will understand, oh, I have a bad cough. If I drink this, it is going to get worse. Mama has told me not to do it. Right. So there is some association with the future, but they are usually present oriented. Okay. Unlike an adult who is able to understand consequences in a long term fashion. Right. Next, children, again, I fall back to cognition. Their brain is not so developed. They tend to make a lot of emotional decisions. The way that they feel drives the way that they behave, right? If they're upset about something or if they want something, they want it immediately. Unlike an adult who is able to process the understanding that, oh, if I go to a shop, I have to buy something, then it will be mine, right? But what do children do? Common behavior is you will see them go outside that they want it. It looks nice, I want it, right? So that feeling, that understanding is not there, right? Driven by emotions. Then adding on to this, because their system is not so well developed, their experience is not so developed, under stress, right, any kind of problem when it falls on them, any kind of conflict, any kind of crisis, any kind of situation in which they don't know how to behave, they struggle trying to reason it out, right? So they could get overwhelmed, right? So if they're having a fight with a friend, the friend, God forbid, hit them or hurt them or harm them, their reaction either would be to cry, right? Or the second reaction, instinctive, would be to hit back, etc., etc., etc. They're not able to reason that, you know what, just because they hit me, I need not hit back, right? Or the fact that, oh, there's an apple kept there, I want it, I cannot just take it, right? That process is not there. They are not able to function under stress as well. They're not able to reason out, right? Then in layman terms, we use this term called immature or irrational. Okay, rationality and maturity comes for adults, right? We'll discuss what does that mean. But irrational basically would mean things. So sometimes, we as adults, we know why, like, this is hurtful to them, but why do they still do it? Right. So a child will crawl and try to put their finger inside a plug, and in our mind, we understand that could be painful, that could be hurtful. They are going to, roll off the bed. It will be painful, but they're behaving irrationally, right? Because their system is not so developed to understand this difference. Okay. So we will term it as irrational, but in psychology, this is a term used, right? And you can understand what I mean by it, right? Okay. So this is the difference between a child and adult. The reason why I'm giving you this base is so that when you proceed ahead, you will understand, how a child functions, works. Now we are in their mind. Okay.